our best. Every second counts today. Focus sharp, don't drift away. Lost in pieces, we unite. Building worlds with all our might. Whispers humming in the air, laughing, dancing without care. From the chaos, order springs, puzzles solved in joyful flings. Pieces flying in the air, clock is ticking, no time to spare. Colors blend into the scene, solving puzzles like a dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night. Puzzle mania fills the room, hearts racing, we feel the zoom. Victory is almost near, speed and fun, we have no fear. Puzzle pieces like a storm, shapes and edges we transform. Patterns forming under stress, speed puzzling at our best. Every second counts today. Focus sharp, don't drift away. Lost in pieces, we unite. Building worlds with all our might. Whispers humming in the air, laughing, dancing without care. From the chaos, order springs, puzzles solved in joyful flings. Pieces flying in the air, clock is ticking, no time to spare. Colors blend into
Hello everybody, welcome to tonight's competition. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me all right? Okay, perfect. All right, tonight we have a regular solo competition with 500 pieces with people of all abilities and speeds. And I'd like to welcome my co-host for this evening, Catherine.
Hello.
Yeah, so we have a theme for today, which is holiday puzzles. And we wanted to know, we asked the participants, do you bring puzzles with you on holidays? And we got quite a lot of answers. But yeah, I'd love to ask you that question first.
Yes, I usually do, especially when I'm not flying somewhere. So when I'm driving or I'm taking other form of transportation, then definitely yes. I always want to have a puzzle on holiday for a rainy day in case you can't actually do what you plan to do, and for the evenings. But I also am a person that loves to buy puzzles in cities or places that I visit and kind of have them as a, yeah, I don't know. Then later when I look at my collection, I'm like, oh, I bought this puzzle on this vacation. So
yeah, can you give an example of some of the puzzles that you've bought and where you purchased them?
They're not like specific to the place. It's just I go to a store and I see a nice puzzle. Like we went to Brittany in France, and I went into a store and they had Ibu puzzles there, and I was so surprised by the fact that they had Ibu puzzles that I just needed to buy one. So that one is currently sitting in my collection in the other room.
Nice. Yeah, actually, when we were in Italy 2 years ago, I bought a Gallison puzzle, 1,000 pieces of pasta. That was my I was like, yeah, this is my puzzle from Italy. It's not as bad as it sounds. It's not like only pasta. It was basically a black background and the pasta was lined out very neatly next to each other. So you had like all the flat pastas together, all the wavy ones. And there were actually some cutout pieces. So there were like pieces like this big of different shapes of pasta in there. But yeah, so we had sorry, which puzzles do you bring with you?
500-piece puzzles, 1,000-piece puzzles. It depends on where we're going. Sometimes we'll just be like in a regular holiday house, and meanwhile we've been there so many times, we've explored a lot of the surrounding areas, so there's more time for puzzles. And then I just love to have it there just lying on the table, and you can work on it every time you walk past it. So mostly bigger ones, also because my husband loves to puzzle on holiday and loves a casual puzzle. So that's one of the ways that I get to puzzle with him sometimes.
No, that's lovely. I think it depends a lot on the type of the holiday. So some people said that when they are doing so like flying holidays, let me see. For example, Mari travels for a living as a touring musician, and despite very limited packing space, she always has puzzles with her. And it's common to find her practicing on airport floors during flight layovers because she's got to keep up the practice schedule. So some other people said that they travel on planes or with very limited packing, that they will only take the pieces in a bag. I thought that was quite a good idea because if it's an image you already know, like maybe like your favorite 200 or 300 piece puzzles, you don't necessarily need the box image. Some other people said they like mini puzzles. Marina from Sweden says these days she could never go on a vacation without bringing puzzles with her, and she tends to bring smaller ones like 99, 200 or 300 piece puzzles.
Yeah, I guess they are definitely easier to travel with. I usually have like one bag that is just puzzles. So I'm like sacrificing space for puzzles.
Yeah, so we've our family, we've traveled a lot recently with our car. We have quite a big car, and we've driven to Italy and Switzerland, also to England. And there I take either a really, really big bag, or I even just decided to bring a box, so because I had so many puzzles. And it always came in handy because there's always just times when you can just pull out a 500-piece puzzle or something smaller and do that. But yeah, so it seems so most people said that they love to bring mini puzzles, but I think the most common answer was that people like to buy puzzles on holiday.
Yeah, I think it's a nice souvenir, and it'll always remind you of the holiday when you're doing the puzzle at home or when you look at it. And of course, I know there's also people who really like to collect puzzles that are specific to the place that they visit, or they are like particularly French or Italian or something. So that can be a fun way to accumulate new puzzles.
Yeah, that was also so like Inga says, Inga from Lithuania said she's likes to buy new ones on holiday, either the mini puzzle with scenes of that country or some new brand that she hasn't seen in a country. True, it has to be necessarily from that country. It might just be that you're visiting a place and you realize, like, I've never seen this brand before. Yeah, and actually Lena Beata from Norway said, yes, all kinds, but mostly minis or 500 pieces. last week I was on a work trip in Berlin and I brought just the pieces for the round Ravensburger Hello Kitty puzzle to have it extra difficult so I wouldn't finish it too fast. I didn't even look up the image online, but I did manage to finish it before going back home.
Nice.
Yeah, the Hello Kitty puzzle was pretty challenging. It's just a mass of Hello Kitty characters. Yeah, so that's also an idea to make it a bit more challenging. Like if you know, like if you're used to doing a lot of puzzles at home, but you're going away and you don't want to get through them so quickly, you can make it extra challenging by just only bringing the pieces, and that helps to make it slower.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, welcome to those who are also joining us on YouTube. And yeah, I'd love to know as well, do you bring puzzles on holiday? Do you buy puzzles on holidays? Good. So I'm just going to double check the messages in the meeting, and then in a few minutes we can do the reveal.
Sandra in the YouTube comments is saying she's going to celebrate her birthday tomorrow and she's doing a giveaway on Instagram that is sponsored by Speed Puzzle Europe. That's exciting. So keep an eye on Sandra's Instagram account, Puzzles and Meows.
That's true. Yes, I forgot about that. But yes, there's a giveaway on Sandra's account and you can win something from us. Good. All right. So it looks like almost everybody is in here. And okay, I'll just wait for Kati to finish her warm-up puzzle. She's almost there. We can wait. Yeah, we saw some, yeah, we saw Astrid also doing a warm-up puzzle. It actually looked really interesting. I've never seen it before. It was like a Schmidt puzzle, but it was a panoramic and it was like 136 pieces or something. I was like, I haven't even seen that in Germany, and that's a German brand. All right, good. Kati is ready to go. All right, so everybody, you can unwrap your puzzle. Let's see what we have today. And with this brand, it's better to slice the plastic tape. It doesn't peel off very well. It can rip the box. Oh, Astrid just replied that Schmidt puzzle, this mini panoramic puzzle, was a used one, and she hasn't been able to find it on MySpeedPuzzling.com. So maybe maybe it was a limited edition. Yes, so this puzzle has a poster. If you want to, you can take the poster out. It's probably a bit curved and bent there, so you can, yeah, you can already flatten it out and get it ready to put onto your stand or put it on the table. Okay, good. When you are ready, place the lid back on the box, put it in the middle of the table, then I know you are ready to go. Okay. All right. Okay, good. Let's do a countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck, good luck, everybody. Yes, this is a Gibsons.
Yes, I could already tell by the shape of the box that it might be.
Yeah, there's not many brands with like small square boxes. Let's have a look. Okay, so this one is called Off to the Coast from Dominic Davidson. So a classic British scene, kind of vintage retro style, a train, some people waiting for the train, and houses, train tracks, birds, kind of something very typical from Gibsons. So a very, yeah, standard scene that you might expect from this brand.
what I like about the Gibsons images is that they always have like animals on them. There's always like dogs or cats. And they're not always super obvious. So I don't know. I saw two when you were holding it up, but maybe there's like some other ones hidden.
True. There's a man waiting on the bench and he has a dog next to him. And then the people waiting with their luggage also have a dog. But it's like, would you take a dog to the train station? I'm not sure.
Yeah, you can. I mean, I've traveled with my dog in the train before, but it depends on the dog, I guess.
Yeah. So we'll start at the letter A today. We have Aaron from the UK, Aidan from Switzerland, Amanda from the UK, Amber from New Zealand, Andrea from USA, and Angelica from Germany. And Aaron replied to the question that the question reminded him that he needs to pack his EJJ number 73 to bring on holiday next week. So yes, that's another thing. Some people bring their mystery puzzles on holiday with them and do them there.
Yeah, I love again Angelica's top view of the whole thing. You can really see exactly what she's doing with that view. Everybody's like busy flipping. So far nobody has come up with like a new type of flipping technique. I'm still waiting like for innovations in speed puzzling. But flipping seems to be the one thing that we've figured out how to do very quick.
Yeah, we actually met Angelica on Sunday at Frugi's event. So that was lovely. Angelica in her Puzzle Box t-shirt. And she's participated in many competitions, so it was nice to meet her in person.
Yeah, and we can kind of see the spread like of colors. It's weird because like on Aaron's table, it looks like a lot of the pieces are like orangey, browny, red-ish. But when I look on Amanda's table, they look green. So I wonder if they've just been flipping different parts of the puzzle so far.
Yes, there is like the reddish part of the image would be like bricks. There's like a church and some houses and chimneys with like this reddish tone. There's also some luggage, some suitcases, and the park bench is also red and part of the train. Yeah, so on screen we also have Anna from Cyprus, Anna from, we have multiple Annas. And I have more Annas on screen than I have registrations for. Don't forget to register. Okay. We have Anna R, we have Anna S, we have Anna L from Germany, she registered. We also have Astrid from Denmark and Aurora from Norway.
Yeah, it's important to register because otherwise we don't have your information and then we run into problems like now where we don't know who you are or where you're from.
Yeah, I think, okay, some people just registered in the last few minutes. Yeah, so it possibly, as Anna A on the top left is from Cyprus, Anna R is from Sweden, Anna S I'm assuming is from Latvia, and Anna L, yes, that's Anna. Anna from Latvia. Yes, please use an initial as well. That helps us for common names. Anna L is from Germany. All right. Yeah, Gibsons does have a lot of train-themed images. I mean, we have had the crossing the Ribble before with the choo-choo train going across the bridge. And there are actually multiple, train-themed images. Might just be... I don't know if it's a very British thing or if they have a preference for that. Maybe if they seek out images kind of celebrating British transport heritage, you might say.
Yeah, and I find that it's not just trains, but they also often have like trucks or cars or like scenes of a road or something like that, or like moving trucks. They seem very focused on trucking. On driving on vehicles vehicles of all kinds. We can see that some people have started to build the border like Anna A And Anna L has pulled out a bunch of the blue pieces for the sky that is in the top left of the image. And yeah, I think that's probably a very popular starting position, is to start with that sky area.
Yeah, these images tend to go fast. The style of image tend to go fast for a lot of people because you have like a small section of sky, then one main element. Often it's like you say, like a truck or a train or a ship, and then like a few houses, and then some people in the foreground. So it's good for people who like a larger section, like a sky, and then, but also the people who like busy elements, like to pull out a piece and go, well, there's the dog and there's the suitcase. So I think we could, maybe expect some faster times today.
Yeah, we got our first guess in for fastest time. Vicky thinks that it's going to be 34 minutes and 17 seconds for first place.
So then I better move fast. So let's keep on going. All right, we have Birgit from Germany, Caro from Germany, Catherine from USA. Yes, who we also met at the weekend on Sunday. Very nice. We have Catherine from the UK, Cel from France, and Chiara from Italy.
I have to pay better attention to people's names because, I know that Catherine is participating in the Euro Jigsaw Jams, and I totally didn't know who she was at the event in Siegen. So sorry. I would have liked to say hello because we have the same name. So
yeah. She's going to the Dutch Nationals.
All right. Well, maybe we can meet there.
Yeah, Kat, you'll have to go and say hi to Catherine. Yes, so we see borders and sky coming together.
Yeah, Chiara has the border for the sky built and is like building inwards from there. But yeah, all the blue and white pieces that belong there in the sky. Yeah, pretty much same with not everybody else, but like a lot of people are pulling out those blue pieces, and I guess that they must be really easily recognizable from the big pile of mostly red and brown and green pieces. So I'm not surprised that that's a popular starting point. I also like the way that Chiara has positioned her puzzle pieces on the table. So she has like the ones that she's working on are really close to the border that she's building. And then to her right, she has like all the other pieces. And then I think close to her are the rest of the edge pieces. So yeah, really nice piece management.
Yeah, I just put it back on there. So Christina Reba Thompson, your camera is not working. Please check that. Yeah, not seeing you at the moment. Christina Reba Thompson. On screen, we also have Christina from Germany. Elena from Finland. Elena from Latvia. Okay, yeah, Christina, I can see you now. Thank you. Then we also have Amelia from Finland, Christina from Denmark, and Eva from Poland.
Yeah, and Eva has the whole border done. I think she's the first person that I see that has the full border. Emilia is not working on the sky. She is building like little islands of things that she has placed in the middle of her building station. Elena is building the sky, but not the edge to connect it to. So she's kind of building out from the cloud. Elena is doing the same thing as some other people have, where they have the border of the sky finished and all these blue pieces lying about. And Christina is also building like small little islands. It looks like it's hard to tell if those are people or if it's a part of the train, maybe.
Yeah, so
red?
the red, yeah, there is like
Yeah.
the very first part, like I don't know what you call it, but like a bumper at the front of the train, it's red, but the rest of the train is green and black. But there is, you can also see it a bit better on Amelia's. I think Amelia is going for the red section, so she's got like the house going and yeah, some reddish looking areas there. But yeah, Alina J is on the floor, so I hope her knees hold out. I couldn't handle that. My
Oh,
knees are
even
too old.
noticed. Yeah, and my back, like you have to bend over even more than if you're sitting or standing at a table.
Okay, let's see how everyone else is getting on. Okay, we have Francisca from Germany, Frederica from Czechia, Freya from Denmark, Gabriella is from Romania, Hannah from Czechia, and Inga from Lithuania. So Graham says in the chat that there are some false fits with Gibsons. I have to say I don't notice them, and I think with this image it was I didn't really have a problem. Okay, maybe in the trees. I admit maybe in the trees you might get a bit lost. You might be turning pieces in multiple directions trying to fit them in, but everywhere else it's kind of like you can. Those who like pick and place, like you can find the details quite well.
Yeah, and I think it helps with false fits also if you have a really nice puzzle image, because often the puzzles where I have more problems with false fits is if it's just not a nice image to puzzle with, like no gradient or just a flat color, or yeah, like you said, like these areas where it's like really hard to tell which way around you even turn your pieces. So maybe that that can help with the with these types of puzzles, because there's always stuff on it to see, and I think it's pretty easy to probably tell like what the puzzle piece belongs to when you hold it in your hand.
Yeah, I actually quite like the Gibsons piece cut, and I think it's, yeah, I don't have too much problem with it, and I find that there's a nice variety of piece shapes, so that helps. So let's see. Oh, yeah, I'd be interested. Is there Gibsons in America? Are there Gibsons in New Zealand? Because we have participants from the USA and New Zealand today, and maybe this is their first Gibsons puzzle. All right, so we also have with us today Inga from the Netherlands, Irma from Switzerland, Jackie from New Zealand, and it's like 5 a.m. where she is. So good on her for getting up and doing an EJJ before work. Then we have Jessica from the US, Judith from Germany, and Yuka from Finland. And Yuka also always has really nice piles. He really takes his time and he likes to sort and yeah, get things in order.
Yeah, I see. He has done a really nice sort, and the advantage of a sort is that you just have them ready to go, so you can just then work them off. It does take more time in the beginning, and you're sacrificing some time doing a sort. But if you have it, then it should go faster once you actually get started puzzling. We can always see this when you're doing a pairs puzzle or a teams puzzle, and you have a dedicated sorter in your team that just makes piles, and then once you're done with your section, they just hand you the next section to do, and you can see like how fast that is compared to every time picking the pieces out. So it can be a really good strategy. We've seen it less and less with the super fast puzzlers. I think they don't sort much apart from the edges. But yeah, I think it can work, especially for puzzles where you can sort stuff easily.
Yeah, I'm not much of a sorter for a 500-piece puzzle, but since I'm the slowest in my team, I'm now doing a lot more sorting for the others so that they can just keep on building and building and just focus on assembly. And I've got my little trays and can hand them. And the puzzle we did on the weekend had a lot of sausages on it, so we had like a sausage tray going around. The other and some teams called it the meat tray. It sounds like most team had a tray with meat or sausages going around.
I thought that was the worst part of that puzzle, was all the sausages.
all the flesh. All right. We have Karen from the USA, Kati from Germany, Katrin from Switzerland, Kirsten K from Germany, Laura from the UK, and Lenka from Slovakia. And I see a lot of built sections with Lenka and Kati, but also Katrin has a huge section of sky. So yeah, we're at 16 minutes and we're really seeing like, good sections coming together.
Yeah, there you can see. Yeah, for some people, these types of images are also very easy to puzzle, because a lot of us have grown up with like very similar puzzles. I would say that these Gibsons puzzles are more like traditional, I guess. Images is like how I would call them. And yeah, so that might also just be, if you're used to a certain type of puzzle, it'll be really easy for you to do. But on the other hand, we know Kati is a super fast puzzler. We know Lanka is a super fast puzzler. So it might also not have anything to do with that.
Yeah, but it looks like they're working on different sections. I mean, right now we've got, it looks like Lenka has the bottom right section, so the people and the luggage. Katrin has the sky done, and Kati is working a bit of, well, actually it looks very similar to Lenka's. So yeah, we'll check back with them in the not too distant future, and but yeah, making great progress so far.
I also really like that people have their little mascots in every stream. I always discover new ones that I hadn't seen before.
So with us today, we also have Lindsay from the USA, Lena Beata from Norway, Lisa from Denmark, Lynn from Belgium, Marcia from the Netherlands, and Madara from Latvia. And Marcia is also, a bit of working on everywhere at the same time, but it's coming together.
Yeah, I've seen that more and more lately as well. I just call it like chaos puzzling, is where you just you put pieces in wherever you see them. So instead of like finishing a whole section and you just see like some other pieces with the corner of your eye and they might go somewhere else, then you just build them because you saw them, and like why would you see them and then maybe lose them out of sight later on, and then you have to search for them again. So yeah, I think maybe that's what she's doing, just like jumping from section to section.
But it's actually also quite similar to Lena Beata. I mean, both of them have done parts of the border, parts of the red sections, some of the luggage, and oh look, there's some clouds over there. I know where those go, the white and the blue lines. So I'll just do them over here, but I won't finish it completely. So yeah, interesting. But yeah, I think with this puzzle you can do that. You can jump around a bit.
Yeah, because the separate sections are so distinct. And then, if you see something in the pile, why not just grab it and put it in? The problem that I personally have with this is that I will see something in the pile, I'll grab the pieces, I have them in my hand, and then while I have them in my hand, I see something else that I want to build, and I forgot what type of pieces do I actually have in my hand. So I have to like keep looking at my hand and reminding myself, oh yeah, I was actually looking for those pieces. So, but that might just be a me problem.
Okay, we're up to the Maris and Maria. Maya's. Okay, so we have Maya from Finland, Mandy from the Netherlands, Mari from USA, Maria from Finland, Maria from Slovakia, and Maria from Sweden. And box assistant, having a comfy snuggle on the puzzle pieces.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone is playing bingo tonight, but I know that that's one of the boxes is hat on screen. Yeah, wow. And look at Mari's progress. She has been kind of in a very similar kind of chaotic way, building from the top up, from the bottom down, from the middle out, from the out in. And yeah, she has like pieces of all the sections kind of completed-ish. Whereas on the other hand, we see Maria R, who is very strictly building just the sky and building out from there. Or she has that whole sky section complete.
And another thing is, if you have a poster, you can lean it up against something flat. So she's actually using the box, the Schmidt box. That's actually something good that it's not going to flop over. If you have one of the yellow box holders, yeah, I mean, here it doesn't really matter because you have an image on the box, but some boxes don't have such a good image and you need to use the poster. The yellow box holders, there is actually a slit where you can put a poster in there. Yeah, but everyone's making great progress, and yeah, Maria R is doing a fantastic job on the sky. So apparently you can, yeah, there's some messages in the chat. Apparently you can get Gibsons in America as well.
Yeah, that's good to know. I wonder if it's popular, because they have so many American brands that we don't like see here or ever even encounter in stores, or very rarely. So I wonder how popular the Gibsons puzzles are in the US.
And they're having a discussion about chaos puzzling. So yeah, so Fruji has tried different methods and she's come back to chaos puzzling. All right, we have on screen Marina from Sweden, Mayday from Poland, Mimeli, and I think that is has a different name. Sana from Finland is Mimeli. Then we also have Melanie from Switzerland, Marilyn from Estonia, and Nadia from Indonesia. Nadia was also there on Sunday, so that was lovely to meet her. I just want to point out, Marilyn has a Ravensburger speed puzzling drink bottle. So it looks like she's deconstructed her world championship box holder and turned it into her speed puzzling drink bottle. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love the new colors that they have for the Ravensburger speed puzzling merch. So it's not just the blue anymore, but it's like a little rainbow that goes over the thing, like on the box holders, on these like flag thingies that they had at the entrance, the bags that the puzzles come in. They used to just be like a Ravensburger blue, but they now are like a nice little pastel rainbow. And I enjoy that.
Yeah, or maybe it's a sticker. Maybe they were giving away those stickers at one of the championships, but that's a good idea. Yeah, but yeah, people are doing great here. We can see many people doing the sky, many people are working on the reds, and others working on the borders. So let's keep on going. See what else is happening.
Yeah, and Pamela says they have limited Gibsons available in the US. She loves the images, and her goal is to do 50 different brands of puzzles in 2025.
Are there 50 brands? Okay.
Possibly.
You have to tell us how many you're up to right now. So we have Nia from the UK, Nicole from Bulgaria, Nina from Denmark, Quinta from the Netherlands, Rachel from Denmark, and Rika from Finland.
Yeah, Nia has been crushing it in the UK puzzle competitions. recently. Like every time I see results from the puzzle guzzle, she's like at the top, and if not at the, I think she's always been at the top, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's
So-
always at or at the very close to the top. So yeah, definitely one to watch from the British. But yeah, she's also doing a similar strategy to like Mari and Marcia, kind of a bit of everything. And then we see others like Quinta and Rachel and Nina are very, consistent, finishing off that sky section and then moving on to something else.
And it's very interesting to see that Rika is working from the bottom up. She has kept that sky section for later. And I wonder if she is just going to be able to put it in like super fast at the end, because we see so many people starting with the sky and she seems to be saving it.
Yeah, maybe that's saving it for speeding up towards the end. So yeah, we are about halfway through the list at the moment. No, we're actually getting to the second half, because who knows, if 34 is the winning time, we might have someone finish in the next 10 minutes. But yeah, we got lots of participants from all around the world actually joining us today. So we also have Rika from Denmark, Robert from Sweden, Sarah from Sweden, Saka from Czechia, Saskia from Germany, and Selma from Sweden. So I actually got mother and daughter on the same screen. And actually they're doing pretty much the same. So yeah, they've both done the border. So Selma and Sarah have both done the border. They've both done the red houses. They've both done like the white line of the like, you know, where it says don't cross over the line or stand behind the line.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, looks like Mum is slightly ahead. But
yeah, I always find it fascinating when multiple family members are good at puzzling. I wonder if it's something genetic. Someone, maybe that's a good like research project for someone to find out. But we see it more often in our small little community that sisters, parents, and children are into puzzling and are both very good at it. So it might have something to do with that.
Yeah, Selma is, I think, is our youngest participant tonight. She's in the age, so she's a teenager. Yeah, great to have her. Yeah, she's one of our regular participants, and also for the solos. Okay, we also have Similia. She's from France. Then we have Smilla from Sweden, Steffi B from Germany, Steffi D from Austria, Stein from Belgium, and Susanna from Germany. Yes, Steffi B has done quite a lot, like at least 50% now. I mean, the top half is pretty much done except for some gaps in the trees, but she also has floating islands of the trains, sections of the train and houses. And yes, Similia B, I would say, that's an example of chaotic puzzling, because there's sections and then loose pieces and then more sections and then more loose pieces in between. But
yeah, there I wonder if the space management, the piece management could maybe be, excuse me, I'm feeling I need to sneeze and then I don't have to sneeze, so I'm sorry. When you have all these pieces like kind of lying in the middle, it's easier to puzzle them into place because you can see them and they're really close to it. But on the other hand, if they're in the middle, they might be in the way of something else, or they might be blocking connections that things that could already be connected that are not connected right now because of all the pieces that are kind of taking up the space. Personally, I like to connect as soon as possible because I just feel like it helps you see the image in a different way, and you can really see like where the gaps are, and it helps you to puzzle faster. but you know, everybody has their own little ways of how they're doing things.
Exactly. Yeah, there's no one right way to do it. I mean, if you see the World Championships, people have different starting points, but they all get there in the end. So we're almost at the end of the alphabet, and then we can narrow down on those who are in the running for the top positions. So we have Tamar from the Netherlands, Tammy from USA, Valentina from Belgium, Verena from Austria, so Verena B from Austria, and Verena K from Austria, and Veronica from Slovakia.
Yeah, and we can see that most people, I would say maybe like between a quarter and like halfway through the puzzle. That seems to be like where most people are at. And I know that some people are probably further along, especially some of the people that we've seen before. But Tamar is doing amazing. I mean, it looks like she only has the sky to do and the tree area, and it looks like she has like all the rest of the puzzle is done. And I know Tamar has been getting pretty quick times. There's definitely one to watch also for the Dutch championships that are coming up soon.
So I'm going to introduce quickly the last two people. We have Victor, who only has like 20 pieces left, and we have Zana from Latvia. All right, let's take a closer look. Yeah, so I mean, Tamar is doing amazing. Victor is, on the home stretch. We also have Mari doing a great job. Let's check in with, Amelia, Chiara, Kati, Inga. Amelia's still with
All right, yeah. Victor has also kept. He has kept all the green pieces last. It looks like, and he hasn't even finished the border yet in the top right. I'm assuming that'll come very, very soon once he fills in the gaps there in the middle. Tamar is still working on parts of the sky, of the clouds. Mari is also finishing with the clouds and with the green areas. Inge is, from what I can see, building mostly also everything in the top part, especially the green tree. I'm assuming green tree will be the place where most of the people finish today. Emilia also, I mean, pretty much in the same position, similar position as Mari and Kati and Inge and Tamar, but I think Victor might have this one. He has like, how many pieces is that? 15 pieces left?
He's now got down to like 5, but yeah, he has pieces on there as well. There's okay. Now we're going to see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at his open spaces.
Oh, true. Yeah, there was only like 3 pieces on the white section, but then then I noticed that they had them pieces on the board. But yeah, just now we're going to see how he rotates them and gets them into the right position.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem to be super easy because we can see that he has to try pieces in multiple places. And there we go, the last piece.
Go, Victor. And his hands, people will notice that his left hand is moving crazily as well. It's not just that his right hand is moving. You always see both hands kind of, jostling around the puzzle, both being crazy.
And I think one of the guesses was right on the money. I mean, this was like 34 minutes and like 30 something seconds, so it's very, very close to the first guess that we got in from Vicky.
But it looks like Inge has the least number of pieces, like about 15 pieces of green left. So it looks like trees are the end boss. The end boss on this puzzle.
The end boss, exactly.
Okay. So we have a lot of people coming in after Inge. So like Mari, Emilia, Chiara have about 20 pieces. Kati and Andrea about 30. So very fast. Who else could there be? And we also saw Lenka was also in that top tree section.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. Inge is now putting in the last. What is this? Like maybe 10 pieces in the green area at the top. It almost looks like she's putting them in row by row. So she only has like this last 1.5 rows left to puzzle. We can see Mari is like feeding the puzzles like from her hands into the free spots on the table. Tamara has like all of her pieces just there at the top and putting in one after the other. I don't know, maybe she also only has like 10 pieces left actually. Kati is busy also with the sections at the top, and I think for her it might be harder to see because she has this really dark table, and at least on the camera it's like really hard to see which way those pieces might need to be turned. And Inge is done!
Yay! Inge takes second place. Oh yeah, then looks like her sister comes over and gives her a hug.
Well done, Inge. And third place goes to Tamar.
Oh, Tamar. There we go. Yeah.
She's in the top.
Well
Congratulations.
Done. All right, so first place Victor, second Inge, third Tamar. Congrats. Okay.
And I think now it's between Mari and Kati putting in the last few pieces. Mari has 2 more pieces and she puts the last one in and she's done.
Great, Mari.
Congratulations. And Kati is done.
Oh, very close.
Good job. Very close, yeah.
Just like 10 seconds later. Okay. So on screen we have Amelia, Chiara, Marcia, and Andrea. So that means Lenka must be close. Oh, probably Lena Beata as well. Oh, yes. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say there's a lot of people are finishing very close to each other. We're still under 40 minutes. You just have to realize like how crazy this is that everyone can finish a puzzle under 40 minutes. Yeah, this is really, really, really amazing.
Yeah, I mean, and there's so many coming in, all in like the similar level because I can't put everyone on my screen. But right now we have Amelia, Chiara, Marcia, Andrea, Lenka, and Veronica. But also, coming up close is Steffi B and Lena, Beata, and yeah, several others as well. But I can't get everyone on there.
What's interesting is that Chiara is not finishing with the greens at the top. She has like a bunch of random kind of free spaces in the middle of the image. So that might be an advantage for her to finish quicker. Oh, Emilia's putting in the last pieces? Yes, last piece. Woo! Good job, Emilia.
Awesome. Okay, then I can frees up some space for another person. So Steffi B is also coming in strong. And Nia. Oh. Andrea's done.
Oh, Andrea finished. Nia finished. Oh my God. I think we missed you guys. So sorry. Congratulations. 7th and 8th place.
Oh yeah. And just regarding Nia, Gaza says that Nia is undefeated in individuals in the UK competitions, and she also has a formidable Gibsons collection. So good job, Nia. And there goes Marcia. Congrats. So just crossing over onto the 40 minutes.
Yeah, and we already have 10 finishers. Chiara finished. So we have 10 finishers under 40 minutes. And Lenka also finished. Congratulations. And Veronica finished. Everyone's coming in right now.
Everyone's just coming in seconds apart. Very exciting. Okay. Oh, looking really good here.
And Line Beate also finished. Yeah, this is amazing. I mean, we literally just crossed over the 40 minutes, and to already have 13 finishes this early on. I mean, it just speaks to how everybody must have been practicing and getting better and better. And remember, like a year ago or so, when there were like a few people that would finish under 40 minutes, maybe we had like 1 or 2 people, maybe 3 that would finish under the 40, and now we have 13, which is just insane. It just shows like the field at the top is getting more and more competitive. So
Yes,
watch out.
And Steffi B takes out 14th. Well, we're already at 14 people at like 41 minutes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Kind of unbelievable. Because, I mean, it's not a difficult puzzle, but it's also not like, I wouldn't say that this is like a super easy puzzle. It has definitely challenging areas in the puzzle. And we can see people are struggling to put in the greens and, for example. So I wouldn't say this is like one of those super, super easy puzzles. And yeah, I'm amazed. I feel like I say that every time when I'm commentating. I'm just amazed at like how fast everyone is.
Yeah, so we have a lot of people right now. So that seems to be the first like big wave of finishes. And now there's like another gap before the next wave. We see the next people that we have on screen all have more like about 20 to 30 pieces left. So yeah, unless there's somebody there sneaking closely. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of finishes coming in under the hour for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too. I apologize. I had like a little bit of a cough. So sometimes I want to say something and then I'm like, I need to mute myself because I don't want to like cough in the microphone.
Okay, so yeah, on screen we have Eva, Inga, Francisca, Verena, Saka, and Quinta. Looks like Francie has the least amount of pieces left, just with like little gaps here and there, some in the trees, some in the train tracks. A bit of all over the place, but yeah, Saka also just has a few gaps to go, but not in the trees. So it looks like she's got more of like the houses where she's got her last pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you can see with Farina and Quinta, they've been really methodical to really fill in the clouds and also the trees. And so now they only have like these busy elements left towards the end. So that's also a different strategy. Also, we see that Inga S has also really filled out the top half.
Yeah, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably how I would finish as well, because I find it easier to do bigger sections of like green or foliage or something than to do like busy sections. I'm not very good at like busy stuff and recognizing where what goes. So I tend to keep those things always for the end when I'm puzzling. And then I just have like these random gaps in my puzzle at the end.
Okay, and here comes in Francie. Yeah. Congrats. Okay, and yeah, just the last pieces for Saka and for Eva. Good job. Okay, and so now we're going to get a whole bunch more of people coming in. And yeah, Victor, if you're there, you can turn your mic on.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Victor, we didn't have you on in a while. Where have you been?
I've been here and there. I had a slower moment and weaker moment with speed puzzling for like 2 weeks. So you didn't see me as much. And also there weren't that many competitions that I partook in because of the 50 plus and many other. But yeah, I'm so happy that this puzzle showed up. I have never seen it before, but I cannot express how much in love I am with British puzzles. Because like every time I'm doing Ravensburgers with Trevor Michel illustrations, or Davidson, I don't know the second one, but they do like those 4-packs of 500 pieces. These are the ones that I get the best times in and most of my PRs on it. So when I saw this image, I was like, I love this and I will have the flow, and the flow was there.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit, how did you tackle this puzzle? Because we only reached you when you were almost finished. So walk us through, like, how did you tackle it?
Yeah, so I took out the edge and I did it pretty early on. But I thought that I don't have all of the pieces for the edge in the like right top corner tree. So I decided to just abandon it. And eventually I found like 2 remaining pieces, but I said to myself that I don't have, like, I'm not on that way to the tree. So when I get there, I will just do the edge and finish it. And I was so pleased because the flipping was so fast. And also building the edge was super duper fast. I think I was done with the edge under 6 minutes, and I was like, oh, wow. And I was very much scared of the sky, because if there weren't that many clouds, I wouldn't be. But with the clouds, I said to myself, yeah, I think I would just do it near the end, because I want to have more information to go from, not only the edge. So I separated some of the blue pieces that were the darkest blue. So at some point, I just randomly just placed some of those when I had more time. Yeah, I basically I was taking all of the pieces that were taken out from the main pile. In the first run, it was the reds. So it consisted of the bench, the telephone box, the red thingy on the train, and some of the suitcases, and also like bricks, red bricks, beige bricks on the right, rooftops, like everything that just stood out. I wasn't particularly trying to find something. I was just like, okay, I see this and it looks distinct enough. So I just grabbed it and I placed it in front of me, and I look at the box and it just took all of the pieces and placed them where they should be. And eventually it came together. I would say the hardest section was actually the railway. But I had everything done except for the railway and the sky and the trees. So it was easy enough to just pick out the railway, but it wasn't easy enough to know how to rotate the pieces, because there are like 4 different lines, and also the gap in the middle. So yeah, I was maybe not scared, but I was respectful enough to this section that I was like, okay, I think that you can mess me up. So let's try to look at this rationally. And what I did was to complete those platforms with like the white lines and yellow lines. And after that, I could see, because at the very beginning I couldn't see that the second railway that is farther from us, it is much narrower. So if I have a piece with 2 lines of the railway, it must go to the top one, and the rest of the pieces go to the bottom one, and the rest of them just like came in together after I was done with those. Yeah, yeah, and then I started building the sky and trees in the same time, because I said to myself, okay, I can see that those trees are basically different from each other. Like each of those tree is totally different from one another. You can have the very much green and red like wood, then it's more black and yellow, then it's grayish, then you have the smoke from the chimney of the train, which is overlaying the very dark tree. Then you have the very bright green tree that is near the sky with like turquoise and gray. And when you look at the biggest tree on the right, you can, at least that's what I did. I was looking at if the pieces are distinct, and some of them were kind of orange. So I was like, okay, I can put them to the very right because these are the only orange trees that I can see. And also I was doing the background of the tree, not the tree itself. So it was easy to focus on the cloud behind the tree, and also the gap with the wide branch on the top. So that was very nice. And also the sky came in together quite nice. I didn't see those birds at the very beginning. So when I realized that they're there, it was like, okay, I have something to help me. And I did those. And also I was just like all over the place. And I was surprised that I don't have that much difficulty with the clouds, because I almost always have. But I think the piece cut just helped a lot. And also that there was this, there was enough pieces that had the trees on them. And also there was the gradient that helped a lot to recognize if the piece should go above the clouds or under the clouds. Yeah,
I like how you are able to look at the piece and then look at different parts within the piece in order to figure out where it goes, like how you were saying before. Like I was looking at the tree, but I was also looking at the blue that was shining through the tree. Or so I think that's a really good tip for people, is to like kind of shift the focus maybe of a thing that you're building, and if it doesn't go that way, maybe think of like, what else can I see in that image or in those pieces that can help you build it together. Is it something that you have always done, or is this like something you just did today?
And not just today, but it's a pretty new thing, because I realized that I should focus on doing this when I have greenery. After doing the puzzle for Paris in, what was it? It was like the end of March, that when we did, it was like a Japan kind of puzzle in Paris with Natalia on EJJs. And we didn't look at the background of the trees, and that would help a lot. Like when I did this puzzle again, and I was just looking at the background and trying to follow the gradient in the sky, instead of trying to figure out how to like have the shapes of the pieces connect to what I already have. It was so much easier and so much faster. And this was the lesson learned. So thank you, Michelle, for the experience. And
So you said you don't go on holidays, so you don't take puzzles.
Yeah, I mean, the most of the time, my family goes on vacations because they go to like warm countries, and I'm unable to live in warm countries. So I just stay home with the dog. But I'm really happy with that, actually. Like if I had to choose to sit at home with my dog and to like go to, let's say, Croatia and to like die from heat, I much rather stay home.
So you don't take puzzles on holidays, you let other people go on holidays, and then you stay home and do the puzzles.
Yes, and I have like all of the space for myself.
Well, don't you count going to Valladolid last year as a holiday?
I wish I could, but I didn't stay more than like 2 hours after the team's final, and I had to go before the closing ceremonies and closed.
Yeah.
So no, I wouldn't say that because the traveling to Valladolid was very much a pain. I wasn't sleeping for 40 hours, and that was a lot. And yeah, and going back immediately after the event was definitely a mistake. But this time I will have much more time. Me and Natalia, we are going to be in Valladolid on Sunday and leave on Monday.
The following week. Yeah. Okay. So you
Yeah.
have like time, a little bit of time before. You have like a day to arrive, and then afterwards you have like a whole day to do some sightseeing.
Yeah, I think that the following day would be the one because probably when we arrive, Ariel will just use the time to train the pair puzzling because we don't really have much opportunities to do it in Poland.
Yeah, that's always a problem if you don't live very close to the person that you're in a pair with. As an example, this weekend was a competition in Siegen. I was in a pair with my friend Jessie, but we had never puzzled together before, so we did it on the day just before the event started. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't take that long because it's a pairs puzzle, so you can like kind of squeeze it in. But yeah, you're probably going to do more than one puzzle, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, I mean it depends on the puzzle, but also I think it was Kati or Chiara who pointed it out to me that there is not really much of a sense of practicing 500 pieces because in the finals you get the 1000 piece no matter what. So we decided to just do the 1000 pieces from now on. Maybe some occasional 500 pieces in the competitions or something that came up in the EJJs and we want to try out. Yeah, but that's it. I don't really like the 1000 pieces, but yeah, I cannot complain.
Yeah, but as a pair, I think they go also relatively fast. You don't like doing them at all? Or is it just because you're so used to doing the 500 piece puzzles?
No, I would say that doing a lot of the 500 pieces at some point engraves into your head that some of the pieces look like this and some of the sections are approximately this size. And when you're suddenly doing the 1000 pieces and you're not really a person to commit to certain sections and you just jump a lot, and in in 500 pieces it is like forgivable and it can be rewarding than in 1000 pieces, since this is a very much big puzzle and you have to wave your hands a lot if you want to jump, and it's not really possible if you have to divide the tasks. So yeah, it's just the fact that I don't like the big sections and I don't like to be restricted to doing something. And yeah, I am learning to do this, and I think that will be much better this year than the last one.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how it's gonna go. I don't know if we've asked you already. Are you going to the European Championship?
Yes, I am going to Europeans. I also this is a good opportunity because the registration is closing on the first or the last day of May.
Yeah, I think the last
in like 4 days.
Yeah.
So I made a post on Instagram that every person that will leave a comment under this post and to like propose a puzzle, they get a chance to get a live coaching with me on the spot. So and we will not hide, so everyone can just show up and listen to us talking about puzzles and strengths and weaknesses and tactics. So I encourage everyone who's going to leave the comment and to pick a puzzle and to be able to get this opportunity for themselves.
Yeah, so head over to Victor's Instagram account and maybe it's you who gets the coaching session. Yeah,
Great.
that's nice. So we'll see you at the European Championship. Are you going to do some Euro Jigsaw Jams in between?
I think I am, but I'm not sure which ones. I think some of them were on Thursdays, so I wasn't able to buy them because Thursdays are a no-go for me, unfortunately.
Okay.
But yeah, I think maybe like 1 or 2. I don't remember.
All right. So then, yeah, thanks for chatting with us. Thanks for your nice analysis of the image. I think if people are were listening to how you were explaining how you were doing the puzzle, it might help people also the little tips that you gave about like what they can pay attention to in certain areas of the image. So yeah, thanks for chatting with us, and then we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Victor.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, well, we just crossed the hour mark and we've already had 53 finishes. This is amazing. So yeah, seems to be a fast puzzle. And a few people have left comments that they enjoyed the image. Freya got her best time in a competition so far. And Amelia said she dropped a piece in her dog's water bowl and then it didn't fit properly anymore because it like got a bit like bloated, and then it wouldn't interconnect with the other pieces. So yeah,
that's unfortunate. I have a dog who will just chew the pieces and then they also don't fit in the puzzle anymore.
Yeah, but we have some finishes coming up. Erin, last piece, here we go. Typical British image. I'm sure Erin has done loads like this from Dominic Davidson. Hit the done. There we go. Good job.
There we go.
Yeah, we also have Azana, Yuka, Gabriella, Jessica, and Anna on screen. And I also just want to point out, Jessica has turned her puzzle upside down and has been doing the sky and the trees with it closer to her, so she just has a better view.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, so she did the complete bottom section and then twisted it around. That's also an option. Actually, Catherine is also doing that as well. Put her on there. Yeah, depending on your lighting situation, that can be very helpful that you don't have to be leaning over the table to finish off that top section.
Yeah, or even if you just don't want to lean over, and especially if the top part of the image is not something that you have to see like right side up. You know, I feel like sky and trees is like something you can get away with doing upside down, and it's not going to be much harder or easier whichever way you're doing it.
Yeah, you don't need to like necessarily look at the box to do it. You can just go by what is bordering that section and then just keep looking at the shaped pieces. Yeah. So if Inga is there, you could yeah. Oh, maybe she's left the meeting already. Oh, yeah.
I'm here.
Hello.
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 Hi.
So who came over and gave you a big hug?
It was Jim, of course. He was upstairs looking at the live stream. So he already ran downstairs right before I finished so that he could hug me.
Oh, fantastic. You're back on the podium.
Yeah, I was really happy. Yeah. So yeah, I really enjoyed the puzzle. I don't have that such an extensive analysis as Victor had, but I planned to start with the sky. So I sorted it out, then I did the edges, and then I just did everything except for the sky, because apparently they stood out. Yeah, but I had fun.
Yeah, do you enjoy images like this, or do you have a lot of those?
Not necessarily. No, but it was yeah, it really had a nice flow. Like there was not a second I got stuck. It's just like, oh, I see something. Oh, it's a roof. I'll put it there, and then. So I think it was easier than I expected. But I don't really do a lot of these puzzles. I would never buy it, but it was actually fun. So maybe I should buy them.
Yeah, and I mean there's a big catalog to choose from, and they're all very similar. So
yeah, they all look the same, but not complete. So maybe it would help if you do a lot of these, that because they're all sort of the same, it should be faster, but who knows?
Yeah, you don't need to do more. You are good enough, just like that. Yeah. So you said you were like, so like just explain to me, like you set out to start with the sky, and then you like changed your mind and you were like, oh, I'm gonna leave it to the end. Like, how do you do that? Because I'm puzzling and then I get stuck on like, oh, I really want to do this one thing, and then I kind of force myself to do it, even though I probably know it's not the best. So I just want to know like your tricks, like how do you convince yourself to leave it for later?
So I think what I try to do is after I do my flip and sort, so I sort out the edges, and then I sort something. So for example, the sky, because it's very obvious. So I got out the sky because when you're sorting, you find all the edge pieces that you missed. So if you're doing, you start with the edge straight away, I always miss a lot of pieces. And then sometimes that is a problem when you try to do the edge. So I sort something, and the sky was the obvious one to sort, but then I did the edge, and then I wanted to do all these things that stood out to me when I did the edge, like the platform with the yellow and white lines, like it was super obvious. So then I was like, oh, let's put that in. And I had the train and the street sign, like some things just stood out. And then all of a sudden I was doing everything except for the sky that I sorted. So I think the sorting, I don't know if it really helped me, because I left them and I didn't really put them aside properly because I planned to do them. I had some even inside my puzzle because I was going to do the sky. So it wasn't really a conscious decision, but it's just that everything else just screamed at me to do it. I don't know about if you, sometimes you do need to force yourself to stay on the part, because usually it's like tough, but then you just need to get over the point where it starts getting easier. And you won't get there. But sometimes it's also just that you shouldn't start with a particular section because it gets so much easier when you've filled the rest of the puzzle. So I think that just comes with doing a lot of puzzles and gaining experience, making the mistakes. Like I did a puzzle, I started with the edge because I was used to starting with the edge, but they were like all the exact same. They all look the same. So then you take 20 minutes to finish your edge while you're here to Victor, you can do it in 6. So yeah. It's easier to end with it than to start with it then. But so you learn through trial and error sometimes.
Yeah, I guess that's something exactly that you just have to do a lot, and then you'll get to get more of a feeling for those types of things. I see your answer to the question, and it says like, of course, obviously, we'll bring some puzzles.
Yes, of course. No, so I think also for the World Championship last year, we also brought some of the easy ones from the catalog, because it's both nice to be able to do some puzzling, and also it was good practice. So we had some of the puzzles that were actually at Worlds we had with us, but just like only the Ziploc bag, right? So not with the box, because you don't have space, because you already need to bring home a lot of puzzles. Also, like last year when we went on vacation, we stayed in Airbnbs, and some of them had puzzles, and it was like the best Airbnbs. It's like, oh, there's puzzles here, let's do this one, because I have never seen this before. So that was also a lot of fun. But I think most of my vacations this year are actually puzzle vacations, because I have to go to Europeans and to Worlds. So I don't have that many vacation days to do a lot more. But yeah, we have a family weekend coming up in 2 weeks, I think. So that's like with the entire family from my mother's side. So from my grandparents and all the children and their children. But then we will also bring some puzzles probably, because of course a lot of people are puzzling in my family. But then also because there's also non-puzzlers, so you don't want to overdo it. So it's always a delicate situation, and it's the weekend of the Dutch nationals, so that's a bit sad because obviously I would have liked to participate in all of the categories at Dutch nationals, but now we sort of decided to do pairs because that's like in the
Just the
morning
one
and just
day.
one category, very short, and then we'll go back home or back to the weekend. So still a bit of a puzzle weekend.
Yeah. So you have also extended family members that are puzzling, because I know, it's you, it's Jim, it's Ellen, it's Eric, it's Mandy, it's your dad.
Yeah.
Are there more? That's already 6 people.
Yeah, so mainly that's it. But then because we are so enthusiastic, other people start trying as well. So it's really fun. Actually, my aunt has been sending me, she has been borrowing some puzzles because Ellen has like hundreds of puzzles. She has like a huge puzzle room. So when we're there, we go shopping. So we were there at the birthday party. So we're like, oh, come, let's go shopping. We go upstairs. She takes like 10 puzzles. Ellen won't miss them. So that's really nice. So basically a lot of people have Ellen's puzzles or my puzzles. They're just all over the place. I think we actually discussed it last week, and Ella was like, I think there's over 100 of my puzzles with other people, and I don't even miss them because I have so many still remaining. But yeah, so it was really fun because also last year we also had one of those family weekends with the other half of the family, but everyone's just getting enthusiastic by seeing us enthusiastic, and that's like, oh, I want to try. Let's time myself, see how I do. So that's really, really fun to see. And also Mandy, of course, has been really picking up, and she's been really gaining a lot of speed. So that's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she has good teachers. I assume that you are telling her how to do it or helping her out when you see her puzzling. What would be your perfect vacation if you couldn't take any puzzles with you? So if it was a puzzle-free vacation.
Oh no. No, so I think I really had fun last year when we went on vacation. So we went to Denmark and Sweden. I did bring one puzzle, and we had the one in the Airbnb. But other than that, it was a puzzle-free vacation. But it was just like a road trip, and we did some sightseeing, some walking because the nature is amazing there. And then I really like bouldering as a sport, and you can do that everywhere. So basically we did every country we visited during our vacation, we had to boulder there. And then Jim really likes disc golf, which is like golf but then with a frisbee. So you have to reach the hole with as few throws as you can, and it's actually pretty difficult. So he taught me on vacation, and then we also had to do that in each country we visited. So this year we're going for the European Championship. Jim is also coming, and then we'll extend it a bit, and we'll go to Slovakia and Austria, basically only Bratislava and Vienna. We don't have that much time, but it's pretty close to Budapest. I don't know what we're going to do exactly, but probably similar, some sites, maybe some bouldering or disc golf. Some escape rooms, I think, because they're super cheap in Eastern Europe, and they're super expensive in the Netherlands. Very good though. It's like one of the best countries in the world for escape rooms, but they're so expensive. So you hardly ever do them, but they're a lot of fun.
For someone who's never done an escape room, how much could you expect to pay in the Netherlands for an escape room compared to in other countries?
In the Netherlands, it's easily 100 euros.
Per person or per team, or how does it work?
So I think it depends. If you, it's been a while.
They will adjust.
I think the last ones I did were for 2 people. So I did with Jim, and I think it was somewhere around 100 euros. So for 2 people. And then the last one I did, that was a pretty expensive one with 4 people, was like 180 or something. So they're super expensive. And then you go to like Budapest and you can do 4 escape rooms for the same amount of money. So, and then sure, maybe they're a bit less super technical, fancy as they are here, but then I can do 4 escape rooms, which are still fun. So, yeah. I don't know exactly. Of course, it differs per escape room, and I think we have pretty high standards. So we also do the ones that are rated very high, because if you are going to spend a lot of money anyway, you can better do it on one that you know you'll enjoy so much. Instead of one that you're like, yeah, it was kind of fun, but then I had to pay a lot of money.
Yeah.
So.
And it's weird because the less people you are, the more expensive it actually is. Like, I also usually just do them with my husband, and then I'm always like, do I want to spend this much money for like because it's only an hour, you know, it's not even as much time as you would spend watching a movie. But then if we would go to the movies, compared to how much you pay for an escape room, you can see like 3-4 movies, you know. So but the more people you are, you can split the price, and then it gets a bit less per person, but it's still.
Yep. But also a very different experience when you do it with a lot of people, because sometimes when the escape room is not built for that many people, you are really in each other's way or just waiting for someone else to solve a puzzle.
Yeah.
But we've been doing it with my friend group basically every year during Christmas holiday, or at least in theory. So sometimes we never manage to plan it, so ends up in May, but we always wear our ugly Christmas sweaters. So then sometimes we show up in May at an escape room in our Christmas sweaters, and they look at us funnily. But then it was like with 10 people. But if you have an escape room that's really made for it, or it's like sometimes it's even a whole house, it's also a really fun experience, but you will miss half of the escape room. Because there's a lot going on. But then indeed it's not that expensive because you can split it over so many people. It's less expensive per person.
Yeah. I also like escape rooms. Michelle, you should definitely try one.
We do have
you
one.
Haven't done one.
Yeah, we have one in Trier. It's actually in the same. It's actually just around the corner from us, from my office.
And you've never done it?
No, I don't know. I always thought you need like a whole group of people to do it.
Now I like doing it with like 3 people, for example, because I like being able to do puzzles myself as well. And like I think 4 is still fine, but then when you go 5 or more, then you'll just end up being in each other's way a lot.
Yeah, it depends. There's some escape rooms that are made for a certain amount of people, like you have to be 8 people to do it, or at least 8 people to do it. And then often you get like split up inside, like in a little bit for a certain period of time, and then you come back together, or there's just so much going on that you have to like split up, like there's like 2 people per puzzle or something like that. But yeah, it's fun. If you like puzzles of all kinds.
I think I'll need to give it a try sometime. Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting hearing Tammy and Inge talk about these things and how excited they are about them. So I think it's something I've got to give it a try.
Yeah, I mean, you should do one, and then you know whether you like it and whether you like to spend, you know, more than 100 euros on it, or where you're like, no, I never need to do this again. But I think it's a thing that people who like, you know, jigsaw puzzles, I think it's like a certain type of people who like these kind of things, right? So, because always on their Euro Jigsaw Jams as well, you hear people who they all have the same hobbies, right? So it says something. So I think you might like it as well.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely curious now for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, your mic is off, Catherine.
Sorry. Yeah, I was coughing again, so I switched it off. I was just going to say thanks so much for your tips about escape rooms, and congratulations on your second place. And
Yeah.
we'll probably see you soon as well.
Yeah, thanks. It was nice talking to you guys.
Yeah, thanks, Inga. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, so back in the meeting, we're at 1 hour and 20 minutes. And yeah, we've had a lot of finishes and the room is clearing out a bit. But yeah, we've got a lot of people going to finish very soon. Elena has the last pieces in her hands of the trees. And Amanda is also working up in the tree section. And yeah, Angelica has little gaps all over the place. So yeah, she's going to be finishing in the next couple of minutes, looking really great there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd love to chat with Tamar. She's been in the top 10 a couple of times, but we've never had a chat with her. So yeah, Tamar, you can turn your mic and camera on. Thank you for waiting so patiently.
Hi. Congratulations on your third place.
Thank you.
Woo. Yeah, I've been like silently cheering you on for a while, because I always see you're like, oh, she's getting so close. Oh, yes, she's in the top 10. So yeah, congratulations for making top 3 today.
Yeah, thank you. I was really surprised. I was hoping to. My highest placement in the top 10 was 8, so I hoped like maybe 6th sometime or 5th, but like now it's 3rd. I'm confused but really happy.
Do you like this type of puzzle? Have you done them before?
My dad loves this one. He has like a lot of Gibsons with mostly trains and cars and vehicles, but I haven't done a lot of them. I wouldn't buy them, but I do really like them. So I should do more.
Well, you're clearly good at it. Did you have what was your strategy going into the puzzle? Did you have a strategy, or did you just went for it?
Yeah, I think I just went for it. But before I looked at the image, I sometimes I tried to think of like what would I do first. But this time I was just like noting, oh, there's a building, there's this, and not like deciding beforehand what to do first. But just when I flipped and like started, like, oh, this I noticed this, and I will do this, and like keep going. And usually I'm a Skype person, but this time I was like, it looks difficult, so I did that last and just did the bottom first.
What was it that looked difficult about the sky? Because Victor also said this. Was it the cloud that made?
Yeah, I think the clouds, and like not very predictable. Like there is a gradient, but the clouds are like it's not one cloud, but yeah. So you have a cloud piece, and you don't know if it will go left or right, or yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah. And I thought the tree in the top right would be more difficult. Would you say which one of the two?
I thought the tree was more difficult as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I have puzzled harder trees. Like it was still doable, but still difficult.
Yeah. Let me see your answer to the question. You said you do puzzles on holidays, but only tiny puzzles. Is it because of space?
Yes.
So what kind of puzzles do you do then on holiday? Like which brand? And
I don't know the brand, but you have those in like tubes, like the tiny.
Oh, the tube ones. Yeah.
Like these ones, like tiny. This one is with a castle.
Mm-hmm.
It's like only 200 pieces, I think. So very small and more like fun puzzling. And
yeah. And the piece is also smaller, right?
Yeah, it's really tiny.
Tiny puzzles. And how many do you take usually?
Not that many, because usually on vacation I'm doing other things. But maybe I also haven't been on vacation a lot since I started speed puzzling. So maybe now I will take more puzzles with me.
Yeah, that's nice. I personally, I don't have any of those little tube puzzles. I wouldn't even know where to get them. So where do you buy them?
Well, I haven't bought them myself. My family They buy them,
Oh.
and I just steal them to make.
Well, I can tell you, we're going to have. We actually ordered some mini puzzles in tubes.
Ooh.
So of the 2 unreleased puzzles, so the one that we did with the lady, the puzzle vibes with the lady in the orange shirt puzzling, we have that as a puzzle coming up soon as a puzzle tube, and we also have the one that's just been sold now, the number 82. So that's quite exciting. So if you don't have it in the big version, you can also get it in the small version.
It's fun.
Yeah, and I've seen Divya, I think those ones are really good for like swapping. Like they often have them at like like of like different cities, or like in gift stores. It's kind of like a gift size puzzle, I think. And they come either with like 99 pieces or with 150. But they're really cute, and I actually prefer them for taking them traveling, because I find like the ones in the little boxes, like I'm a bit afraid that they're going to get crushed in my bag and maybe like the pieces will fall out. But with the tubes, it's like I can just throw it in the backpack. Yeah.
Yeah, Tama, are you going to the Dutch nationals?
Yes, I will, and I will participate in other categories this time, so extra fun.
Nice. Who are you pairing up with?
Martina from the Netherlands.
Martina?
Pauk.
Yeah. Oh, do we know her? Has she been?
She has participated in the competitions, not a lot of times, but I think 3 times.
All right. Yeah, I mean, there's so many people that I'm just.
Yeah,
I usually only remember the people that I talk to. So.
Yeah, she was at the German nationals, so I met her there. But she was also at the World Championship. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Belgian nationals as well. Yeah.
Oh, nice. And who are you teaming up with for the teams?
Also Martina and Rowan and Jesse.
Ah, okay, yeah. Rowan is the one who won some of the 50+ clubs, I think, right?
No. Rowan was the not the Ravensburger nationals, but the Jan van Hasteren nationals.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Won twice.
Yeah, Rowan's really fast. especially at the Jan van Hasteren puzzles. Yeah. Oh, that sounds like a good team.
It does. Yeah, I'll be keeping an eye out for you, because there's a few Dutch teams that I think are going to be in the front, but like knowing that the Zeno team is not going to be there is freeing up. Exactly, it's freeing up that first spot for others to grab it away. What else have you coming up competition-wise in the next, I don't know, a couple of months?
I have 2 more Euro Jigsaw Jams, and I will go to the European Championship and the World Championship.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, we're going to see you everywhere then. That's exciting. And yeah, I hope that you're going to continue on your way to the top, like how you've been doing. I feel like the first time I noticed you, I was just like, oh, there's like another Dutch person joining. And then I just saw you like climb and get faster and faster. So I hope to see it continue like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just have one question. How did you find out about speed puzzling? How did you get into this?
I kind of speed puzzled by myself for some time, and when I was a little younger, I looked for competitions online, but they didn't exist yet. And then at some point, I was like wishing there were speed puzzle competitions, and then one of my friends was like, but they exist. And I was like, what? And then I searched for it, and I found the World Championship videos from Karen Puzzles, and I was like, wow, this is so cool. And so I also started training the 500s, and it's how it happened.
Okay, and so did you go to the Worlds already?
No, not yet. This will be my first Worlds this year. I found out like at the end of August, so a bit too close to the World Championship to participate.
Okay. Oh, that's fantastic. Well, thanks so much for joining us tonight. And now it's good to have a face to the name. And yeah, so congrats on 3rd place in such a competitive competition. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you in another competition.
Thank you for hosting.
you.
Bye.
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 Yeah, so everyone's doing fantastic. We have just had another few finishes. Christina just finished, Karen and Nicole and Anna. So yeah, looking a great job. We've got lots of people coming up. So yeah, we'd like to welcome in Jan and Simona, the MSP squad, MySpeedPuzzling.com, a website which has transformed the speed puzzling, the global speed puzzling tracking. Yeah, so Jan, feel free to turn your mic on and yeah, hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, nice to have you there. So yeah, please start by just telling us your background and how you came to start a website for tracking speed puzzling times.
Well, yeah. So first of all, thank you for inviting us. We are very grateful to be here. It's our first interview as my speed puzzling team. So thank you for inviting. So it all started 2 years ago in 2023, just before Worlds. It was first Worlds where Simona attended. Basically, she was pushed to go there because we had 2 little babies, and finally we saw the opportunity that she can make it there, and I can take care about them. So yeah. And she was thinking it would be good if we had some kind of results on one place I could compare with someone, because I don't know if I'm passing slowly, I don't know if I'm quick. So just before the Worlds, we had the idea. So she had like quest or task to go to Worlds and gather some feedback, ask people what would they think about having such kind of platform. Then she came back with some feedback, and we tried to do it.
And that's amazing, because before that, we were all just comparing our times to whatever was published on the World Jigsaw Puzzle website. At least that's what I was doing. And then I was kind of, oh, I would have placed here, but then the results were from so many months ago. So you didn't see any times of like how fast are people right now. And your website really gives everyone, yeah, like a look at real time of like how fast people are getting, or certain puzzles, how fast they can do it. Does one of you have like a background in building websites, or how? I mean, because I imagine that this is it's a complex website, right? It's not just like your basic WordPress blog or something like that. So how, or did you have to learn it?
Yeah, you are right. Actually, I have background in making web apps like 20 years. So
okay.
There was another motivation behind this, because Simona was still on her maternity leave. And so we were trying to build something together that we could work on during the evenings, to have something in common, like the project. So this was another kind of motivation for us. Yeah, and some people go, I don't know, to the pub, and we build this website.
So Simona, that must have been for you lucky that your partner knows how to do this, and you can just kind of tell him, like, this is what we want, this is what people would like to see. So this collaboration of yours, is it like Simona is telling you what to do and you do it, or is it more collaborative than that? Like, do you also have input on like how things should look?
So I will translate. Simona doesn't like to speak English so much, so I will be translating.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, we were connecting together like ideas from Simona and from the community. Then plus my experience from the IT world, what could be done quickly, how to implement. And we wanted to connect together the technology and what we heard from community they would like to have. So we had some like key points that must be there, and then we keep adding more and more features. And there are still plenty missing. We feel like we are still on the beginning, what we would like to build.
Yeah,
But
I think
you are right that often she came and we need this and we need this. And what I'm very grateful for is for the community. All the puzzle community is very friendly, and we got a lot of feedback about the features. And if something doesn't work like intended, they are very nice, and they can say it in a nice way, not like this is broken, it doesn't work, but propose in constructive way how to do it, and I love it.
Yeah, so you get very constructive criticism. If you get any criticism, it's very constructive. That's nice.
Yeah.
And I think it's also because the puzzle community is one with a lot of people that do have a lot of ideas, and they just want to, make it better. And it's, I just want to say it's really nice as a user of the website to hear that you are just getting started, because I can't wait to see what else you're going to do with the website. Every time you bring out like a new feature, I'm like, oh my God, yes, exactly. That's what I wanted. Like when we could suddenly sort by only first tries, like, thank you. Yes. Because that was something
I'm very sorry that it took so long. It should be like, I don't know, very few months earlier that, but yeah. I'm happy you like it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't apologize for it taking any time. I mean, if you're the only person who is working on it and you say you're just doing this in the evenings or like on the side kind of, then I'm amazed at like what is even there. I have a few questions that people sent me because I asked in my stories if anybody would have questions for you. So one was from how many countries are people using the platform? So basically, how many different countries do you have?
Yeah, I have checked just right before the call or before connecting, and it's like 80 countries, and at this moment we have over 5,000 users already. I think that's beautiful. That I didn't even imagine there could be so many speed puzzles over the world. But yeah, thinking about it, there will be much more. So yeah, right now it's 80 countries.
Yeah, that's really cool. And 5,000 users is a lot, I think. If you think that only about 700-ish people go to Worlds, then this is like much more than that.
Yeah, but just to mention, not all of them are adding their results. We have, we call them like visitors. They just come and check others.
They're lurking on the site. They just go and look, and they don't put in their own times.
Yeah, the explorers.
Explorers, yeah, that's nice. Somebody else asked, can you tell us some of the new functions that you are planning, or like tease us one or two?
Yeah, of course, of course. I don't want to share any estimates because it's like I want to do something, then it takes more time than expected. So I will not share any estimates, only share that the first feature, like the biggest of the upcoming we are working on, is the collection. We are completely working, because now it's very basic. You can just add puzzle to collection and that's all. But some of you probably know the puzzle tracker application, and we would like to make it work very similar. So it will be possible to have a private collection, lend puzzle to someone, so you will basically transfer it. Yeah, plus the wish list. So reworking the collection, making it a real collection, not just the basic collection, let's say. What I'm really looking forward is, we call it gamification. We are working on achievements that you solve 10 puzzles, 1,000 puzzles. You could do puzzles under 1 hour or some people could,
30 minutes.
yeah, some people like Victor can do it under 30. Then as a user, you will be gaining experience. I'm really looking forward, and I call it gamification. You will gain experience for solving puzzles, for adding new puzzles. There will be some level mechanism, and you can reach max level. There will be badge next to your name. So it will be game in a puzzle world. This is like, yeah. We would like to have all competitions connected to profiles. It's related a little bit to Michelle and her project. That when you go to someone's profile to see puzzles from which competition it is and have everything on one place. What else? Like our to-do list is very, very long.
I like the idea that you said about you could. So could you use it for tracking who you've lent puzzles to and who you're borrowing puzzles from?
Yes, that's one
That's
of
a
the
fantastic idea, because I'm kind of similar to Inga or Ellen at the moment, where it's like I'm just handing out puzzles to my friends and I'm just saying, hey, you want to take this with you as well? And they're giving me puzzles. And then when there's an opportunity, and maybe in a few months to see each other, then there's like all these boxes and bags being swapped. And you're like, oh, I forgot I had that. Oh, I forgot I gave you that. So that would be a good way of tracking that, because I've never even thought about tracking that. Catherine, are you tracking who you're borrowing puzzles from or lending them out?
I mean, I clearly did not, because I lost, I thought I lost a puzzle. I borrowed a puzzle from you, Michelle, and then I thought, oh, I need to give Michelle the puzzle back because I'm going to see her in Siegen. And I was looking frantically at home. I couldn't find the puzzle. And then I thought, what did I do with this puzzle? Where is the puzzle? And then I backtracked and I figured out later that I had already given it to Tanya. And I think Tanya had already given it back to you. So I was like worrying for no reason. So yeah, definitely it would be good. And right now my system at home is just, I have piles. I have a pile for puzzles that I have borrowed, and then a pile for each person. I have a different pile that I borrowed them from, so that I kind of remember that those are not my puzzles. But I totally lost track of all the puzzles that I lent to other people that I don't even know anymore who has them and where they are and how long they've been gone. So it would be great if I could track that somehow.
Yeah,
I know Simona is tracking her puzzles in notes. And we have some fun story as well that some puzzles came back to Simona, but she had them already back. So it wasn't theirs because, as you said, the puzzles are traveling around, and then someone comes, hey, can I borrow them? Yeah, but it's from Simona. Okay, so they will pass it to each other, and then at some point it will just come back.
I just have a very important question. What is your cat's name? It's very
Annie.
cute.
Annie. This one is Annie.
She's been walking through your...
Yeah, I just can see another one approaching.
Yeah, very cute cat. Just want to point out, so Frederica, 16 minutes. You're doing really well. Keep on going. Keep on going. You've got enough
It's
time.
not my day. I'm on a business trip. So I'm in a hotel room and the light is non-existent. And also I was like 5 minutes late. So I started later than everybody else because I was getting off the train. So I'm in Poznan on a business trip. So today is just not my day. So I think, Michelle, you can count me as a 2-hour finisher for today, and then I'll just finish on my own time.
Are you sure? I mean, we're happy talking here. So you just keep on doing your thing.
I don't want to hold you up, guys. I mean, if you want to go.
No, I've still got lots of questions. We've got lots of questions.
We have lots of questions for them, so it's fine.
I mean, you can continue with Simona and with Honza, and I mean, I'm just going to be finishing here, but like, I don't think I'm going to meet the 2-hour mark for today. It's just not my day. What can I say? Hotel rooms are not the best for speed puzzling, I will say.
That's okay. You just do your best. You just do your puzzle, and we're happy to chat in the background. Yeah, I mean, I think that kind of library feature would be a really great idea for tracking. And I think what's really great about your website is that it's replaced, like, I think a lot of people before just had had results everywhere. Some people were storing in spreadsheets. Others were using the puzzle tracker. I started to use the puzzle tracker, but then for some reason, then I needed to store time somewhere else. So I have them on my notes.
That's just so. Yeah, we know, for example, that Christine writes her times on the paper and put it inside the box. A lot of people were doing it like that.
Okay. Yeah, so it's definitely helping. I mean, one of the great things about your website is that it's not only recording for oneself, it's a communal effort that you can see like, wow, this is a really fast puzzle or this is a really hard puzzle. And I have to say for my for research, it's a very good tool, because sometimes I'm researching puzzles and I haven't done them yet, and I'm looking, and then I'm like, I look at a puzzle and I think, okay, so these people have done it, and that person is like about this speed, so I could imagine that my time might be about this. And other times, like I looked at a puzzle recently, and Teresa took almost an hour to do it, and I was like, okay, wow, if Teresa took an hour to do it, then we're all going to be suffering. So
yeah, exactly.
It really gives you a good gauge, rather than like that's one of the good, not only for comparing times for oneself, but also for planning for competitions, seeing how hard or easy a puzzle has been for other specific people.
Basically, you mentioned another feature from our list, and it's we put the puzzle some kind of tier, that it's a slow puzzle or fast puzzle based on times or on average, that if we can see that Victor was able to do it in 20 minutes, it was an easy puzzle. Then if Victor did it in 1 hour, then it should be really a slow puzzle. So that's definitely something that we will have there as well. But not only based on Victor, but I can use him as example.
Yeah, he's probably like your one of your most common users. He's probably posting times every day.
No, I don't know who's the most active person right now, but Victor is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Let me share my favorite feature of MySpeedPuzzling is that you can go to someone's profile and then compare your times with their times and only the puzzles that you have in common. And I think it's really interesting to see, because sometimes, they're similar. Sometimes it's like one person is better here, one person is better there. What I would love if you could add is if I could compare myself
to
more than just one
I know
person.
what you want to say. It's there. It's on our list.
Sorry, say that again. That you could only compare yourself to.
That I could compare myself to more than just one person, so that I could have, like, for example, I wanted to do this for all of my team, like everyone that's in my team. I would have loved to like see all of our times, just so that we could, I don't know, I was thinking then we could determine who is like the fastest, who is the slowest, and just that way we could like...
That's a good idea for different puzzles. You could see, for example, like these people in our team are really good at like the landscape photo puzzles, and then these two people are really good at the busy puzzles. Yeah. So I'll show you. This is my default page. Every time, I don't know why it shows this. I can't change it. Every time I log into myspeedpuzzling.com on my phone, it compares myself to Connor. And it's kind of sad because you can't see the time. But for example, it tells me that I'm an hour slower than Connor.
But basically everyone is...
Yeah, but it's my default homepage, and every time I'm like, no, I just want to go to the homepage, and it's like, you're an hour slower than Connor. It's like, yeah, I know that. So that that's a bug. I don't know. It's not letting me escape.
We definitely can solve that. We can do it.
But it's just on my phone.
Yeah, but speaking about the compare function, it will be as well possible to compare as a pairs and as a teams or groups. So this is missing feature as well. And speaking more and more, I am remembering I didn't check the list, but another function that was a lot requested is let's call it private profile, that you would like to add times, but you don't want to have them in public. I don't know why, but some people just feel like they are slow and they don't want to share their times. I'm only worried that a lot of people would switch to private, but I don't know. It's on our list as well, that you can decide whether you will share your times publicly or not.
I think that's a good idea, because I think your system is very efficient and fun for using the storing of times. It's much more fun than using an Excel spreadsheet or using notes on the phone. So it might be that for some people who only want to use it for storing times and to having their times all in one place, that they don't lose it, but not necessarily wanting to share that with the world and be compared to the world, because for some people, comparison, they don't want to be compared to everyone, especially if they're new or if they feel a bit insecure about that. So I think that could be a good option.
Yeah, there will be motivation to have times shared publicly, like that you will appear in the leaderboards, or you can gain the experience. So we will keep them motivated to share it in public, but we still want to offer them to use the platform, but don't have it in public. So that's on our list as well.
Yeah, well,
Nia in the YouTube comments is just asking a really good question to this. She says, could the times be anonymized, so that you can still look at the times, but you just don't see the name there, so that way you the person can stay anonymous, but their time will still be part of the rankings.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yes, it could be. Technically, it's quite easy technically.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea, because then if you just say if all the newbies or the slow people take their times out, then suddenly what would be an average time is now the slowest time. And so it would really shift the results. But it would be good if you still had those times there, but they could just say, user unidentified or something. And
that's the other cat, right?
Yeah, another one.
It's very
that one's way more fluffy.
Fluffy cat. Yeah. Hello.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good thing.
That's something that is slowing us down a little, that we are maybe overthinking the feature, that we are trying to make it perfect. Not always. Sometimes we just fire it, publish, and as soon as possible to gather some feedback. But most commonly, we really think about it a lot. Yeah, it's called overthinking. And instead of just do it, we think and we talk about that and just build, and it take a lot of time to make it perfect. So that's sometimes slowing us down.
Yeah. I just want to answer another something from the chat. Gima, Grandma Puzzles, is in the chat, and she says, I would pay for this. A lot of time goes into all of this. And I just want to mention, you can pay for it. You have the option to pay €4 a month to have a membership, and with the membership you get certain perks and certain insights and things like that. And I would also encourage people who are using the website a lot to just pay the €4 per month. Because it's not a lot of money, and I am using the website a lot, and I'm using it not even so. I also obviously track my own puzzles with it, but I use it more often just to get information. I love statistics. I just love looking stuff up about puzzles and times, and we use it all the time when we are having other events and just wanting to get an idea of how fast people are out there. So definitely I want to encourage the people who are using it a lot and don't pay the membership yet, that they just should do it.
Thank you for saying that. We really appreciate it. Sometimes we are fighting that we want to monetize it, because it's actually paying Simona. She's doing it as a full-time job, but it's still not paid as a full-time job. So it's one of our motivation as well to make it a sustainable business. But what we don't want to do is like to do it only for money, because that's something we as well struggle. Like we don't want to make a lot of paid features, because we would really love to offer the great features for everyone. So we need some kind of balance, and what we really don't like is like ads on the website. We wouldn't like to put it there because it's annoying. So that's something we are really trying to avoid.
Yeah.
But really, thank you for your support as well.
And I think that's a good way to do it. I mean, you're not asking like a crazy like exorbitant amount of money or anything like that. So I think it's a good way to support that and support your work on it, because I can only imagine like how much time you spent doing it. And so far I have not encountered like even just one glitch. So, you know, it's a nice website.
Yeah, so we set a baseline that we really and always will keep the most important features for everyone and for free. So the platform is really for everyone, even like without the membership. You shouldn't feel like you are losing something that couldn't be like whole without it. So we would like to keep it that way.
Yeah, that's really good. Let me check. I think I had another question from someone. I almost deleted all the questions.
Yeah, and Nia just wrote in the comments that, thank you for setting up so MSP. Definitely become addicted to checking the website. So it's something you can check on a fairly regular basis, and there's always something interesting to discover.
Usually when I woke up in the morning, it was one of the first things I do is to check MySpeedPuzzling, how many times appeared, and it's always funny to see that, 20 seconds ago, wow.
Yeah, so you said you had like 5,000 users, but how many, do you know how many visitations you get, like per day or per week? It must be more.
it really depends. We had few, let's say, key moments when it spiked. One of them was, of course, the Words. During the Words, we had like 1,500 unique visitors that day. And on a regular basis, we are moving between like 500 and 800 every day of unique users. And then at some point, it just happened. We didn't know about it. Karen mentioned us in one of her videos, and I think for Simona, it was like the dream just came true. And that day we had as well like over 1,000. Definitely, it was something over 1,000, and it was a big surprise for us. And a lot of registrations came that day. So these are like the average numbers.
Oh, that's awesome. So I just wanted to go back a bit, because originally the website was just for the Czech users for tracking traveling puzzles. You would have a puzzle, then you would track your time and then send it off to somebody else. So it was, the original idea was a lot smaller.
Because I come from startup environment, it was like the proof of concept, prototype, test it on smaller user base, validate the idea, and then if it will just work out, and we validated and we gathered the feedback. And then it was in February 2024 on Valentine's Day. We finally launched the English version. Funny is that we had already some English users.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop, Frederica, but well done. Almost there. Tell it.
Thank you.
Almost there. How many pieces do you have left? I'm just thinking there can't be that many.
4, 2, 4, 16 left.
16. Oh, so close. Come on, put them in there. Come on, we want to see the puzzle done. And sorry, I did interrupt Jan.
Yeah, it's okay. It was more important.
Sorry, go ahead. No, so you tested it. You did a proof of concept that it worked on a smaller scale and that there definitely was demand and interest, and then you launched it for an international audience.
So we were basically preparing for that. We felt like we still don't have the, I will call it, core functions we would like to have. So to the MVP. So we were trying to wait until we have that and then launch it in English. And even before it was launched in English, we already had some English speaking or non-Czech speaking people. One of them was, I'm not sure if she was first, the Donna Lewis from Australia. And,
New Zealand, Donna Louise.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm from New Zealand, so I know that. Yeah.
And Gaute, I hope I won't say this wrong. He's a boyfriend of Kristin's sister.
From Norway.
So from Norway. So these two were one of the first non-Czech people asking us if the page will be translated into English. And it was funny because we didn't mention it anywhere. It just happened out of nowhere. I don't know, maybe from Googling the speed puzzling, or I don't know, it just happened.
Well, I found about it on Instagram.
Product. If the product is spreading by itself and you don't have to do any promo, I mean, that's how you know it's a good product.
Yeah, that's what we love. We couldn't at first believe it is happening because it was spreading everywhere. Like we did nothing. It was itself.
I'm done.
Yay!
Yay!
And Frederica, you just you took your puzzle on holiday, so that was the question for. That was the theme.
I mean, it's. Technically it's a holiday. I'm on a business trip because the company that I work for has like. I am from Czech Republic. I'm from Slovakia, but I live in Czech Republic. And so we're like the company has an anniversary, so we have like a celebration party tomorrow. So I'm in Poznań for the party.
Okay, yeah, this hotel puzzling is always tricky. You've got strange tables, strange lighting, and but you brought your puzzle anyway, so I'm really happy that you still participated.
Even today, like in the morning, I went to my home office, which is in the same building that I live in, but it's not in my apartment, because all of my EJJ puzzle is down there, because I do the EJJs down there because I have a good lighting. So I even remembered to go and pack it. So. But I really enjoyed this puzzle. I love Gibsons, it's my favorite brand. So
perfect, yeah, great. And you finished it. And are you a user of MySpeedPuzzling.com?
I am, yes, I am, because I'm very competitive, but it's not about I like winning. I just like competing in general. So I think my speed puzzling is great for that because I put a time there and then I see myself. Like, oh, other people are doing the same thing, and I really enjoy that. And like, I'm a very data-driven person, so I work a lot with data and spreadsheets and stuff like that. So for me, like, if I can put the data on it, like, it's very interesting for me and very enjoyable. So thank you very much for creating a tool that helps us do that, because it really helps me to stick to practicing. Even when I'm having like a bad time, like this month, it's just my times are getting worse and worse. I don't know what's going on. But even when it's a plateau, it helps me stay motivated to continue practicing. So
yeah, thank you for using. And I believe that everyone, even like the slow puzzles, and as I said, will love the experience system because it's reward even for only for solving. You will be rewarded.
Yay.
Oh yeah,
I
that's...
didn't mean to say that you did puzzles slowly or something like that. I wanted to mention that feature.
I am literally the last person, so I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, so even you would be rewarded.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good point, because there's a lot of people who just love puzzles, but so maybe it even makes it attractive for casual puzzlers who just want a place to log their puzzles, like a puzzle tracking type system, but not necessarily, and so they still get like that kind of like little satisfaction of seeing like their graph going up or seeing their points going up, and they go, oh look, I did that many puzzles or this many from that brand. Yeah, so yeah, lots of exciting things to look forward to. And yeah, so we've reached the end of the competition. Thanks, Frederica, for sticking around and yeah, getting there in the end. And yeah, thanks so much,
Thank you.
Simona and Jan, for sharing your story with us. And yeah, exciting features to look forward to.
Yeah, there are much more. We couldn't share everything. The list is really huge.
So,
Yeah, but that's great. It leaves us wanting more and just looking forward to everything you're going to release in the next months and years.
Yeah, and Gma says she's going to sign up today. She loves that, so that's fantastic. And yeah, so thanks to Gma and Nia and all those who have stuck around towards the end. And yeah, we'll end the live stream here, and thanks everyone for a lovely competition. Good night.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.